And then, yeah, as you mentioned, Dan Dino, he won the King George V, did he, at Ascot?
That's right. That's a handicap, Royal Ascot, yeah. He won 4 races in a row that beginning of that year, a maiden at Redcar, a handicap at Doncaster, the race at Epsom I mentioned, and then at Royal Ascot. In fact, I think he was the first horse for 20 odd years. It's a natural progression from middle distance type of a horse. It's a mile and a quarter at Epsom, mile and a half at Royal Ascot.
Right.
About 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, something like that. And he was the first horse in something like 20 years to achieve that double.
Right.
And then he just got touched off for the 5-timer. We stepped him up to Group 3 company at Glorious Goodwood, and he never came down that hill at Goodwood. He was raced there subsequently, and never came down the hill quite as balanced as he needed to, and got going just that half a stride too late. He only just got beaten, a neck.
And who was riding that day?
Paul Murren. He rode him in all those races. In fact, he was a horse that went off to the Japan Cup at the end of that year, and Paul went out there to ride him there.
Right, and did well there, did he?
He did okay. He was a 3-year-old. It's a tough race for 3-year-olds. 3-year-olds, it's only ever been won by a 3-year-old once before, and that was a Japanese horse.
Right.
But it was an opportunity to go and give the horse some more experience, and you never know. He might have won some money. Unfortunately, the money was to 10th, and he finished 11th.
Right.
But interestingly, he finished just the same distance behind Joshua Tree as he did nearly 2 years later in the Canadian International,
did he really?
when Joshua Tree won it and Dan Dino was second. So Group 1 form is always almost invariably
pretty consistent.
Yeah,
definitely. And then we finished with Indian Days, who was with you obviously 2011. He was winning the John Porter, as you say, and he won back-to-back Bosphorus Cups, did he?
Yes, he did. That's a 1.5 mile race. It's a Group 2 in Istanbul. It's their sort of best older horse 1.5 mile race.
The Turkey.
In Turkey, yeah. It's been won by good horses, I would say that, wouldn't I? It's sometimes easy to think that Turkey is very much a poor relation of European racing, and it can be in some ways, but their international racing generally has of a high level. I mean, the first time he won it, he had Sri Putra behind him in second, who had been second in the Eclipse. So there was other horses behind him who had won Group 1s around Europe. So it was fully worthy of being a Group 2.
Group 2.
And he won it 2 years in a row, which was a great thrill. Sadly, we couldn't go back for the hat trick as he got injured in in that last season of his.
And I think the interesting thing about your yard as well is it's not just the superstars, it's the 90-odd winners you've had on the all-weather. You get a lot of flat success, so you do have all-round, even the lower class horses as well.
Yeah, we obviously try to do the best with every horse we have. I mean, it's just been a very good winter for us. We were operating at times of up to about 33% strike rates through the winter. I think we finished at around 20, which is brilliant.
Still a very good strike rate,
And interestingly as well was that we finished the all-weather season with that statistic of level pound bet to profit of plus £68. It was the highest
pound profit,
highest of anyone who had any substantial runners on the all-weather through the winter by some margin.
Very consistent season. But I think year to year you've been like that on the all-weather anyway.
Yeah, we have done well on the all-weather. I mean, we've not set out to do well on the all-weather. We've not set out with a sort of, let's see if we can have a go at some sort of title or something. It's just, if that's the races for the horses, that's the races for the horses.
Keeps you busy through the year as well.